What's up, Closing Open Wounds family? Good morning, or whatever time it is when you're watching this. It's morning. I'm in my office, and if you're new here, welcome. My name is Kalisha, creator of Closing Open Wounds, where we promote healing and wholeness to make better life decisions. So I'm at work, and I was having a conversation with someone about credit. And this is way off, but this is very, very, very important. It is important to make sure you have good credit. It's not like back in the day where you just needed cash and you were good. You guys have to learn how to use your credit. I don't know if you know this, but there are a few tips that you can use to increase your credit score. I have taught my children this. My children and myself have over 700 credit scores. I have a 20-year-old and a 15-year-old. And when my 20-year-old turned 15, I put him on my oldest credit card to build him credit. I gave him the card, but I blocked it or whatever, so he can't really use it unless it's emergency purposes only. But he has that, so he has gotten all of my credit history, so he's able to go out into the world whenever he's ready and do what he wants to do with lower interest rates and getting the best deals possible. When my 15-year-old turned 15, I did the same thing for him as well. It is very, very important, guys, to manage your credit. I don't know if you know this. You can't take for granted that everyone knows these tips and tricks to make sure your credit is good and it's going up, and you can get lower APRs and interest rates and things like that. The first thing, when I had gotten divorced and my credit plummeted like nobody's business, and I couldn't get a credit card for nothing. You know what I mean? I couldn't even do anything to get credit card, like pre-approvals and letters in the mail. So what I had to do, and this is what I told one of my coworkers, so this is why I'm sharing this with you. I know it's random, but I want to make sure you know this because credit is important. It is the way of the world. Get over it. Let's get on board. But the first thing I did when my credit was about maybe like a 580, no lie, it was like a 580, and I realized I wanted to build my credit. I even had to file bankruptcy. So this is coming back from the bottom. You hear me? So what I had to do is get a secured credit card. And what a secured credit card is, it's basically your money that you take to the bank, and they monitor your spending for you, and they report that to the credit bureaus. So it built up your credit. So I had my bank, and I applied for a secure credit card with $300. That's what I had at the time. And you can, they have 300, 500, whatever. Check with your bank or whatever. So it's your money that you're giving to them for them to report to the credit bureaus, right? Guys, I did that for about a year. And when I tell you, credit card, like papers and pre-approvals were coming in the mail like nobody's business, right? That helped my credit significantly. Paying my credit card on time, paying it before it actually was due. That's very, very important, and never going over that 30% threshold. Now, this is what you have to understand, and I learned this the hard way. This is a very, very significant trick. So, before I had the secure credit card, before the bankruptcy and everything happened, I had a Capital One credit card. And I think it was like for $700. So what happened is, I'm like, I know I got to pay it by the due date. So I thought I was good. So what I was doing was, let's just say I had $200 that I used on it. So I paid the $200 on the due date. Let's say it was due on the 15th. I paid it on the 15th. I'm like, I'm good. So when the 16th came, I thought I could spend again. No. Actually, you cannot use that credit card again 5 to 7 business days after. That's when they report it to the credit bureaus. If your due date is on the 15th, you cannot spend that till about 5 to 7 business days, till after you see the statement balance that is zero. Then you can spend. Because I was tripping. I'm like, I paid it off. Why is it saying that it's not at a zero balance? This is the stuff that they don't teach you in school. So I'm here to tell y'all, I have mastered how to get around the system. So I'm like, bet. When I found out that's what you got to do, Like I said, that week after it's due, I don't use a credit card. Another thing is I have about, not to lie, I have about like 8 different credit cards. Okay. So I don't have the due dates all at the same time. Space your due dates out, guys. Everything cannot be due on the 1st. Everything cannot be due on the 15th. I have about 8 credit cards, but 4 of them are like Master, Discover, like those major credit cards. I do have a Walmart card, like those department store cards, but I have about 4 major credit cards that I have. One is due the 1st week, one is due the 2nd, the 3rd, the 4th. I space everything out so it's not so overwhelming when, I have to pay these things back, because you have to pay it back. And like I said, you do not go over 30%. Do not ever go over 30%. Another trick that I learned is paying your balance or paying on it, at least your minimum due, like 15 days before. You will save a ton of interest if you can do that. If your minimum payment is $30, pay that. And then when it gets closer to your date, then you can pay it off even more. That will save you a ton, guys. Also, like I said, I think I omitted this. I'm going really fast because I got to get to work, y'all. But I got to get this information to you, because especially our people, we don't be knowing what we're doing. They didn't teach us this. I've taught my kids. They already know what to do. Now, if someone trusts you enough, or whatever, that you can get on someone else's credit line, like I said, I've done that for my children. So they have inherited my good credit history. It's called a authorized user. That's what it's called. If you can do that, that will help your credit. Obviously, you need to know what's on your credit report. Obviously, you need to dispute some things. You need to see what's on there and get rid of stuff. Get Credit Karma. Get the Experian Boost. I got all that. I check my stuff every day. I need to know what is going on. And this is the way you guys can get ahead. So I'm telling you, take baby steps, get that secure credit card, and it will build you up. I have cards and they have increased the limits. When they increase, you get a higher credit score. Pay your stuff down if you can. Do what you can, guys. I'm going to think there's so many other tips that I do, but I was just telling, my coworker about this, and I just feel like this is very important. And when it's important to me, guys, I share it with you. What you do with the information, that's on to you. But I'm telling you, me and my kids have over 700 credit scores, and we're on our way up even more, especially once I pay my truck down and things like that, and start paying on the principal balances of things. Get that stuff paid. If I ever have extra money, I put a payment on the principal of my truck to bring that down. Student loans, same thing. Bring it down. You have to write on the check that it's for the principal. On my app, you can put that, any extra payments is for the principal to bring those debts down. Always pay. Y'all better make the minimum payments. Make the minimum payments. Do whatever you got to do to make the minimum payments. Look, it was a time where, like I said, I have all my credit cards spread out, so nothing is like overwhelming me. There was times where I had a credit card that the statement already hit. I had to take out $100 off that card to pay the other one. You better rob Peter to pay Paul, but guess what? Credit's still going up. It's a lot you can do to keep your credit going up. And I still, thank God, and I still have a savings account, and I still have, everything working for me. Is there any other tricks? There's plenty other tricks, guys. It's a lot. But I'm telling you, do yourself a favor this year and get into your credit. Okay? Like, this is the way of the world. Credit is very, very important. They don't care how much cash you got. You got to look good on that black and white. You got to look good on paper. And I have taught my kids that, and they understand the principles. So I think that's it, guys. If I think of anything else, I will add it to this video. But I love you. Thank you. Like, share, and subscribe. Thank you, everyone that's been watching the videos, helping me get my views up and my time in. Thank you so, so much. I have so many supporters, so many close friends that are helping me grow this baby, grow this channel, I like to say. And thank you. And I will see you guys on the next video. Bye.